All hail. Welcome, everyone, to the Cult of Comics podcast. I am your host, Tyler Brown. I am joined today, as usual, by my beautiful friends and co-hosts, Sean Walsh and Josh Craven. Guys, how you doing?
Oh, you think I'm beautiful?
I mean... It's just Maybelline.
You're very fast. You're very quick-witted. Have you ever thought about doing that for work?
Might, yeah.
I don't know what kind of job you could get with that, but I know that being quick with the ladies isn't necessarily a good thing. But I mean, that's why you like that. There's cream for that.
Hey, no complaints from my wife.
2 kids later. Welcome to the Cult of Comics podcast. If this is your first time joining us, we are a comic books media podcast where we talk about the books themselves, comic book related media, video games, movies, etc., and everything that kind of falls in between. We're doing this episode a little bit later than usual because both Sean and I are a little overwhelmed with things going on in our lives, and us both being university students.
I'm overwhelmed too, man.
Do you want to be a part of the club?
2 kids is easy.
Yeah, barely an inconvenience.
Exactly.
You try eating the poop every single day. God. I spent a lot of the day working on a video project for university, which actually was also tied to comic books, of course. Duh. It's going to be like this little short documentary that I'm kind of working on right now, but it ended up being really fun, and I love talking to a lot of the shop owners. In this case, in my my current hometown, I sat down and talked with them about them getting involved with comics, and then just everything that revolves around their podcast as well. Who I'm going to shout out. It's the Perfectly Acceptable podcast. You can find them there where they do discussions about stuff that they like, and mostly they fall in love and swoon over Grant Morrison.
Hey, that's exactly what we do.
It's exactly what we do. Yeah, we're just unoriginal fucking bastards.
Bunch of fuckboys, that's what we are.
If you've never watched or listened to us before, a lot of the things that we end up doing first is talking about the news, talking about solicitations, and then talking about reviews. We've started recently doing some segments being divided from each other so that there's a little bit more accessibility, and people can skip over the things that they don't want to necessarily listen to or watch. I know that there's some people who are really obsessed with wanting to check out like the sales charts, for example. I'm definitely interested in that. I'm one of those guys. But we've just wanted to make it a little bit easier for everybody. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the news.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about first?
The news.
So I guess we can start off with what I've seen you put in the chat here, which is 2 announcements of 2 new books from DC. Batman 89 by Sam Hamm and Joe Quinones. Queen Nuns. And Superman 78 by Robert Venditti and Wilfredo Torres. I think I said that one right, at least. I can get one right. Just one. Which is, obviously, if you're familiar with the films, obviously going to be comics revolving around the Michael Keaton Batman, and the names are really hard for me right now. What's the name of the act? Thank you. Richard Donner and Christopher Reeve, Superman 1978 films. Which should be interesting, especially with Robert Venditti doing Superman. I feel like he would do a really good Superman.
Yeah, because he did the digital first series, or digital exclusive series of Superman Man of Tomorrow, I want to say the name was. When DC did that wave of like digital titles midway through last year, he was doing the Superman book, and it got a lot of good buzz. So, yeah. But with Batman 89, it is written by Sam Hamm, who was the original screenwriter for Batman 89 and Batman Returns. So this will sort of be the canon third story in the universe, because fuck Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. So we are going to see Billy
how dare
Williams.
You leave George Clooney alone.
George Clooney is a saint.
Yeah, but the movie is not saint-like.
Listen, bat nipples really needs to exist in this world. We can't argue about that. They do, whether you like it or not.
Okay, well, regardless, this Batman 89 comic ignores those 2 movies.
Well, that's just not nice.
We're going to see Billy D. Williams' character become Two-Face in it. Because he was originally Harvey Dent in...
Right, in the first one.
Yeah, he was.
And they were planning on him becoming Two-Face, but then Tim Burton left, Michael Keaton left, and they were like, oh, hey, let's bring in Joel Schumacher and throw everything out.
Huh.
Except the actor.
Didn't know that.
Alfred.
Like, I had no idea at all. Yeah, they kept the same actor for Alfred for all of them. He's like, this guy's
Continuity.
fine.
Oh, it's just like,
who cares?
Judi Dench for M?
Yeah. That was a weird choice, but yeah.
I didn't mind it at all, actually. I thought it was a really interesting choice.
I like her, but it's weird how they were like, oh, we're rebooting. Let's keep her. Especially when it was like Casino Royale was like Bond's origin. So you couldn't even like make it work Bond. In like your headcanon.
It's just a name, it's not a person. Until it is his name. Which was just a,
I don't want to get into a massive debate. Because I have actual opinions about James Bond when it comes to his name versus his title.
Yeah. Forget this argument. Let's argue about whether or not Cap was always worthy of lifting Mjolnir or not.
He absolutely was.
No, definitely not. He had to.
That man is a saint. If anyone's worthy, it's him.
Anyway, so what's this video? Oh, right, the news.
This one's going to be about the news, yes. You know what? Speaking of the Tim Burton Batman, we can actually connect that to the next part, which is Danny Elfman is going to be scoring.
Little bit I wanted to add. One more little tiny bit.
Sure.
Superman 78 is set in between the first and second movie.
The Christopher Reeves ones?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
When's the crossover?
We might get
one.
The
Michael Keaton, Christopher Reeves crossover comic.
Okay.
I'll be down. Also, with the Batman 89, Joe Quinones has been pitching this story to DC for 10 years. Trying to get
Really?
They finally let him. Said, if we do this, will you go away?
You know what it is? It's Dan Didio not being there, where he's just like, I want to kill Robin! All right, that's cool.
Batman 89 leads to what?
Danny Elfman.
Yes.
Danny Elfman is scoring... He's going to be scoring Doctor Strange 2, which is further causing some people to speculate that this is definitely going to be leading into the...
Because what else has Danny Elfman scored?
Sam Raimi
Batman.
films?
Exactly. And 2 is in the Sam Raimi films.
Apparently...
Maguire.
Apparently...
Wait, Liam Neeson.
Apparently...
It's all connected.
Apparently, every single person has been cast for this third Spider-Man film. But now, I mean, with the news that... Tom Holland has said that that's not going to be the case for this movie.
You mean the red herring?
Is that what I mean? Are we thinking...
Tom Holland doesn't know they're in it. They haven't told him.
So you're telling me that the star of the movie...
Yeah.
After saying blabbermouth,
he was acting opposite tennis balls on sticks.
Yeah, it's just like Ian McKellen in The Hobbit, or
I was gonna say
Rings, where he's just
Nutty Professor
at a table sitting around nothing.
Have you guys seen the behind-the-scenes picture of Endgame, where I think it was the scene where Natasha was talking to like the people on the holograms? Like, right at the beginning.
No,
I remember the shots for like Thanos, and they just have the guy with the, the head is up here. He's just walking around with this on his back.
Oh yeah, that gigantic friggin' thing. Yeah, I've seen that. It must be so annoying to work on superhero films when all you're doing is just like wearing mechanical suits that they just go in and CG and do later. Yeah. I get it, but at the same time, come on, man. I mean, I want to enjoy the film. I want the actors to have an experience too.
That's just crazy that the like Ant-Man time travel suits was CG, completely, entirely CG.
The Ant-Man time travel suit?
Yeah, the white suits they used to time travel.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, those suits were added in post because they didn't have the design ready before filming.
Yeah. There was a leak in like December that showed a picture or concept art for those suits, and everyone was like, "No, this is bullshit. This is fake." And then the trailer finally came out, and everyone was like, "Fuck."
That's insane to me. I did not know this. So they all just wore this. Those fucking stupid ass suits. God, I'm so sorry for them.
Well, they didn't have to see them.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at their stuff now, and it looks like they're just simple costumes, and that they just had balls put on it. So I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but still.
Testicles? They put testicles on them?
Yes, that's it. They put testicles on them. Josh, you fucking... Oh, wow, this is really funny. You got to see this picture of Robert Downey Jr. in the CG suits. They're just wearing underwear. I swear to God. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's fantastic.
Don't leave us in suspense. Do send.
I'm sending it. I promise. Just hang on.
Not fast enough.
God, how long does it take to send an image?
Shut up. Okay, done.
Yeah. That is
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? It's literally them in those long johns and boxers.
Yeah.
Oh man,
These
that's
are the
fantastic.
guys you see fighting each other in the park.
Yeah. Man, that's insane to me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing what they can do in post, but still.
It looks funny as shit behind the scenes, though.
Alright, well, I guess we can continue doing the rest of the podcast.
We've seen Rob Downey Jr. in his boxers.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. Jonathan Wesley Shipp is playing Jay Garrick on Stargirl.
Indeed.
Shut up, Wesley.
Whether he's their universe is Jay Garrick, or whether he's comes in from multiverse.
He's all Jay Garrick's.
That's all he is. So I have a funny story about this guy, actually.
Every Jay
Garrick. He was at the last con that I went to with my girlfriend, and she grew up watching Star Trek with her family, and her dad's a huge Trekkie. And she found out that... I know, right? She found out Jonathan Wesley Shipp was going to be at the con, and she was like, I really would like to meet him. And I'm like, cool, let's go do it. And right before we get up to him, she's like, wait, should I walk up to him and say, shut up, Wesley? I'm like, no, don't fucking do that to the poor guy. He heard it enough in his life, and I'm sure there's enough of like Trekkies out there who've done the exact same thing. So we just like did not do that. It was really, really, really nice. I gave him a pin that said, feminist as fuck, because he had a pin that he was selling that he had made called feminist as fuck, and I'm like, that's funny because I have this, and he's like, oh my god, can I have that? I'm like, absolutely, here you go. It was a very interesting interaction, but I still constantly think about how she wanted to go up to him and be like, shut up, Wesley. And I kind of want to know, in an alternate world, what that would have looked like. But I'm really happy it didn't happen.
Actors must just be so fed up of people just walking up and saying their most famous lines to them.
I'm Rick James,
yes,
bitch.
I did do that TV show where I said that, or someone said that to me. Yes.
Yeah.
It's like all the
it must be really tiresome.
Downey Jr. and just be like, I am Iron Man, or shit like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a reason these guys like don't want to do the contracts as long as... I mean, who wants to do 10 years of the same character over and over? Like, I'm sure the money's great, but I mean, I totally respect the decision to want to step away. I mean, I would get tired.
I would happily take the money and do 10 years.
So this is news.
Because you're a hack.
Also,
you have no artistic integrity.
Yes, this is the welcome to the Cult of Comics, where we criticize Sean's acting abilities and his belief in the arts.
His acting abilities are wooden at best.
I would personally pay you to be on Downton Abbey. I just want to see what that would look like.
No,
yes, and that is amazing.
No, we need
Pay
to get
me
him
and
on
I will record
Bridgerton.
scenes and just insert myself into it.
We need to get Sean on Bridgerton.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I've actually started watching that show.
I watched Saturday Night Live, and they had Reggie, Sean. What's his last?
Bless you. I don't know names. I can barely remember my own
John
name.
Paul.
I'm slowly going insane.
Reggae.
Reggae. this news is something that
John Page. That's it.
This is news that I think is the thing that's going to have a little bit more of a conversation here. So this ties into the Stargirl concept. So CW had apparently hired some people to do a pitch to sell Wonder Girl, a TV series starring Yara Flor, Wonder Girl, from the more recent Future State stuff, which is a character that just got invented just recently, created
January,
by
1 month ago.
Literally January. It was created by Joelle Jones. Well, created by Joelle Jones, as far as we can tell. I don't know how these Future State things come together. I'm sure she must have pitched it to them, but
yeah.
This character was just invented, and there's news
before the first issue even came out. It was like a month before, 2 months before they announced this.
This is weird. Yeah. So her series is not getting picked up by the CW, and that's. I'm sure everybody's just going like, what? Or I guess. All right.
I'm happy. Like, get some source material first before you
move
on to a show. Like,
well, it's the same thing of what happened with Undiscovered Country.
Who would the characters be? Who would the villains be?
Yeah,
we have no idea about this character at all.
And it's not like we need that. Like, but the problem is when you're taking something like
with the new Batwoman. What's her name?
Ryan Wilder?
No. Well,
I know what you're talking about, though.
I don't know. I don't know what her character name is.
Yeah.
But they introduced her in universe at the end.
Well, because in response, yeah.
At the end of the Batgirl run, they introduced her, brought her into the universe already. They said, we're gonna have this character. It's a little different. Like, we know she's gonna be on the show. Let's put her in the comic. Versus, like, we know we're gonna have this comic. Let's put her in a show.
Yeah.
And not just put her in as like a supporting character. It's like, this character's just been created, not even got a single issue out yet. Let's give her own show.
You gotta strike while the iron is hot.
Again, I think that when you have, you don't necessarily need to have source material in order to make a good content, but it is strange to want to have these be so closely tied together and then have really nothing to draw. They're going to be so dramatically different, and then interpretations on this character are going to be so dramatically different from one another that it's not going to make any sense. It's going to be like, imagine if the second Amazing Spider-Man was being pitched and put out on the Marvel networks, that Japanese Spider-Man came out at the exact same time. It's different because they have at least 20 years.
And as well, you wouldn't want the show dictating the direction of the comic.
Exactly. So,
just,
I mean...
say these are going to exist separately or tangentially or something.
Yeah, but then a character be introduced on the show, it might be a popular character, and then they're like, oh, add this to the comics now. Like, next issue, I want this. And it's like... Yeah. Let the writer tell their story.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. And I think that DC and Marvel are both really suffering... That's a dramatic word. Right now, they're making a big mistake, in my opinion, which is relying on the books or the TV shows and the movies to dictate some of the decisions. I get if a character is really popular that you want to introduce it into the comics, or if it's the other way around, sure. But at this point, I mean, I do want my comics to be separate from the movies. I don't mind when they make a movie or if they make a show off of something. I love it and support it. I'm very excited for Cover to come out. I'm interested to see what happens next, but I do like that there is something separate about them, and I like what Donny Cates said about crossover, which is that he wanted to make a book which was something that you could not translate into screens. I like that there is some of that separation some of the time. Not all the time, but some of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at what happened with Undiscovered Country.
What did happen with Undiscovered Country?
Before it even got put on the shelves, it was up for sale for who wanted to buy the rights to put it into a TV show or a movie. Yeah. And it got bought up immediately.
Lots of creator-owned stuff like that.
Yes. Well, especially now because the concept sounded political at first. I'm sure that the guy who bought up the rights to that must be pissed off as hell right now, realizing that it's like not a political sci-fi future story and that it's in fact just like a crazy out there story that it's just nobody knows what it's about.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. I'm reading it.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Like, rights get bought before stuff's even released. Like, I know several Stephen King books in the last few years have had movies
Oh
and
my
TV
God,
shows
yeah.
announced before the books even hit the shelves.
Yep. Mhm.
With the Percy Jackson books, the writer said that the movie rights were bought before the book even hit the shelves.
Isn't that like what Mark Millar is doing right now when he's partnered
Miller.
with Netflix? Millar.
It's Miller.
Miller.
You always. It's Miller. He's British.
He's Scottish.
Yeah, that.
There's an A though.
So what?
Mark Miller he's just creating properties at this point.
Yeah, no, that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. At that point, he's just like, I'm just gonna keep making things that sell me some money. That's all he does. I don't know, man.
Like he's good at what he does.
I just
Like,
cranked
he's
out
creating all
another
these-
6 issues, guys.
Like he's done some
Yeah.
good stuff, and I'm sure he'll do good stuff again. But at the minute, it just seems like he's just pumping out.
Hey man, they've made so many of his things into movies, even before he started doing like his creator-owned stuff. I mean, they did the Old Man Logan. They did Civil War.
Yeah.
I mean, he was part of creating the Ultimates, X-Men Ultimates, right?
He was, yeah. He did the main Ultimate series.
Yeah.
With Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm. He's got some good ideas.
Mark Miller, Grant Morrison, and Mark Waid had a pitch.
I'll walk into a bar.
Huh?
I'll walk into a bar. Yeah, go on.
No, they had a pitch in the early 2000s for like a massive Superman story that would change up the character. You can find the pitch online, but DC didn't go for it. That's what caused Mark Miller to leave DC.
When was he at DC?
Sorry?
When was Mark Miller at DC?
He did Red Sun. He did Flash with Grant Morrison.
Yeah.
Mark Miller did that with Grant Morrison?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gets lost in his giant bibliography.
But yeah, they had like this massive pitch. And then Grant Morrison has literally been ripping that pitch off for most of his stories for the last 20 years. Like Final Crisis was part of that pitch. Batman Dying was part of the pitch. The multiversal Green Lanterns were part of the pitch. They're now in his
Where
Green Lantern
the
series.
heck is shit? What is that comic that he did with Frank Quietly? Jupiter's Legacy.
Jupiter's Legacy,
Where the fuck is Jupiter's Legacy? That show should have been out by now.
COVID happened.
No, they were already done with it. Like,
yeah, they did say that they were done with filming and that they were in post-production.
I thought it was going to be at the end of like 2020, early 2021.
We're
And
still in
they
early
haven't-
2021.
I know, but they haven't announced it yet, and they're going to announce it like months in advance. They're not going to just be like, "Oops, it's out, guys."
Is this the first creator-owned Mark Miller book getting a series?
Kick-Ass,
Oh, yeah.
Kingsman.
And Kingsman, yeah.
Series?
This is the first
Series.
since Netflix bought the Miller world.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they've said that they were working on a couple different things. They were going to do Sharky. They were going to do...
Huck.
Yeah. So they
Huck,
finished
definitely.
all of the
Chrononauts.
in January of 2020. So even before COVID happened, they were done filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a
I mean, I
long
don't know
delay.
anything about reshoots, but
Okay.
Anyway, Frank quietly takes us into our next point.
Does Frank quietly? Oh, okay. Oh, Spawn is getting 3 new spin-off series this summer, with creators like Greg Capullo, Donny Cates, Jim Chung, Frank Quietly, Sean Murphy, Mark Silvestri. Mark Silvestri, I'm not that surprised by, but everybody else I'm pretty surprised by.
Well, Greg Capullo, are you really surprised?
No, not well. Good point. Capullo. It sounds like an exclamation.
It does. But yeah, Donny Cates, as he said in his crossover issue 1, Kids Like Chains.
Kids like chains. It's true. Say true.
Yeah, Sean Murphy's an interesting choice. I wonder whether that'd be on writing or artistic duties.
I want to see him do more stuff, and I'm interested to see him do this.
Yeah. I have not read any Spawn at all. It's a series I've wanted to get into just because it's been running so long.
Man, Spawn is one of those that you just not there needs to be more love for the concept of it. And I remember, like, do you remember the show from the 90s, the HBO?
No.
Dude, so brutal.
The Spawn movie?
No, the show, the cartoon.
Oh, okay. The Spawn movie where John Leguizamo plays whatever the clown's name is.
Don't tell me. I know it. Hang on. It's going to bother me now.
Bobo.
Keep talking, it'll come to me. His name was the Eviscerator. That's going to bother me now. The Vindicator? It's something like that.
Vindicators 4?
I don't remember. Anyways, yeah, no, this team is huge. I'm really surprised that there's going to be some
I'm expecting one of these series at least to be an anthology series, or like Batman Black.
That is the trend right now.
Stories in, just 'cause there's a lot of creators for only 3 series.
Oh, dude, I never knew. That movie came out in '97, so I've just forgotten all of it. Michael J. White was Spawn.
Dude, I know. Dude, Michael J. White is a boss. He is Black Dynamite. He's Spawn. He's just cool. Oh, he's Bronze Tiger. Oh, dude, that guy's done a lot of cool stuff.
Have you heard who's been cast in the new Spawn movie they're working on?
Mm-mm.
Okay, interesting choice. So Jamie Foxx is going to be Spawn.
Oh yes.
But no.
Oh.
They're making Spawn mute in the movie.
Excuse me?
Mute.
Why?
It's like you cast a charismatic actor like Jamie Foxx and then don't let him talk.
Just leave it up to the facial expressions.
He wears a mask.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the movie's from the point of view of a detective or something. It's been months, maybe a year since I read the pitch. So it could be like Spawn's Spawn character in his movie, and I don't know. Hopefully it's good.
I don't know, man. Isn't it directed by Todd McFarlane?
I think so, yeah. Yes, it is. Because he was like, it's funny when you don't have any directing experience, companies are reluctant to give you $300 million to make a movie.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you need to be a rocket surgeon to figure that shit out.
Yep.
All right. All right. I mean, Spawn is one of those characters that I wish that I had actually gotten more into. I actually have enjoyed some of the stuff that I've read. It's just like, damn, 300 issues of edgelord stuff.
Where do I
mean, they probably do the same sort of jumping on points that they do for Savage Dragon.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
The lead up to issue 300 was jumping on point, like 296, 297, sort of. Yeah.
I've always loved the design of Spawn.
Josh was one who sent the link where it said that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
Spawn.
from sources.
I've heard from sources. Spawn has always been one of those characters. I had so many Spawn toys when I was a kid, and I was such a shitty little edgelord kid who was pounding down monsters and fucking kicking down, signs and melting toys that...
Oh, you were like Sid from Toy Story.
I actually loved my toys way too much to burn them, but I
Show us on yourself where the toys touched you.
Right here, in my heart, in my cockles. They touched my cockles. Maybe a little lower. Okay, you know what? I think I'm making a decision where I'm gonna be like, I already am collecting enough singles, but I'm definitely curious about reading some of the older stuff. And if I'm enjoying it, I will. I'll check. I really like this team of creators, so that's the big reason why I want to do this. But I'm also like, fuck, more stuff to read. Fuck.
No, don't give me more things to read.
Don't give me more things to spend money on. No. Tying into Image Comics, Invincible is finally releasing on March 26th on Amazon Prime.
Finally,
It is finally happening, and it is actually the animated TV show.
Stay fucking calm. Stay calm, everybody.
They had a show on on Amazon Prime for a little bit, which was just like...
Super Dinosaur?
Okay, Super Dinosaur kicks ass. I don't care what you say.
That's Robert Kirkman
I know.
Supergirl.
Yeah, I know. And then there's also Battle Pope. Science Dog. Anyways, the thing I was going to say was that Invincible had a show on Amazon Prime that was just somebody took the animation, the cells from the comic books and then animated them a little bit.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, they used to do it all the time for comic book stuffs when they were like, what's a really cheap and affordable way to, quote, make a show without having to actually hire a team of animators. So they just hired a voice actor, did dramatic pans with like each scene, and then had a voice actor come in and be like, Rorschach Journal, December 17th, 1986. I had breakfast. I took a poop. For flying here. It's not impressive. I mean, it's nothing that like makes you go, wow, that really changed my life. But it's interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see them actually do this as an animated show.
Have you guys seen the trailer?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No, the trailer's good.
Okay.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
I never ended up finishing Invincible, but I really enjoyed what I read.
Yeah, it's really good. Strong ending.
I think I only have like 20 issues left, so I just need to shit or get off the pot.
But yeah,
I'm just waiting for them to bring it back, because, yeah.
Yeah, the ending definitely left it open for more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they're like, in the last 5 pages, they're like, we're just going to introduce all these new characters. Like, nothing ever stops. There's always new adventures.
Yeah.
That was kind of the feeling they left at the end.
It did do a very good ending. Like, if they leave it alone, it's perfect. But it didn't shut the door completely.
Yeah, those couple of panels where they just introduced some new characters, new adventures, and things like that. They're like, this is what we could do.
But yeah, the show
or just showing that it just always continues.
Yeah. But yeah, the show looks brutal. There looks like there's a lot of gore in it, like the comics. So I'm glad they're not like kidding.
Watering it down.
Yeah. Speaking of Invincible, has there been any news on that? What was it called? The Solid Blood 17 issue. The backup.
No, nothing at all.
Kick Fighter.
Corey Walker.
Yeah, I guess that never came and went.
That said March, didn't it? So we might get it this month as like another secret book. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe.
Otherwise, it's just a very random thing to release. Solid Blood.
Well, I mean, they had expressed that was kind of tied to the pitch from Michonne, right? And then they just kind of built around it.
Yeah,
no.
Weird. You interrupted. You said no, and then you just stopped talking.
No, there was a delay. I was saying that I was interrupting myself, saying no. That I think that they made the comic because it was tied to like a potential script that they had already written or something as like an example.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It's just so out of place as it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, you blow that shit.
Hot. I wore 2 masks for the first time today.
How was it?
That was an experience.
Good on
It
you.
felt like I was being smothered by a very weak dwarf. I don't know who this. I'm still confused by this. You sent me this in the chat the other day that Supergirl has been cast in the Flash movie to be played by Sasha Calle.
Calle.
Calle. I don't know who this actress is.
She's only done like The Young and the Restless and a couple shorts, but like 250 some episodes, which is like 3 or 4 years.
Is that a soap?
Yeah, it's a soap opera.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
You said she's
Yeah,
won
I
an
mean,
Emmy
she's gotten
for it.
like daytime Emmys, so she
Okay.
must be good.
I mean, good for her.
I'm-
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting.
I'm really curious what the Flash movie is going to be like, and I think based on what I think the movie's going to do, she's going to be like a multiversal Supergirl, not the main universe one.
Maybe. I mean, with the way things tend to go with these, I don't know. I think
Like, Yeah, the movie looks like it's going to be Flash into the Batverse.
You know what? Let's just be honest here. That film's never going to get made.
It's
just
started
not.
shooting now. It started shooting now.
Sure. They said it was going to start shooting 2 years ago.
They've taken pictures on set.
He hasn't been canceled yet.
Not yet. Listen, with the way every director has been going so far, it's going to get canceled.
Ezra Miller's a piece of shit, and I hope movie
That's
gets
what I was
cancelled
talking about, Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
He hasn't been, canceled yet, so...
I'm confused about that, because didn't he get caught on camera? I've seen it, and he, slams a girl down.
Slam chokes a girl to the floor, and, is fucking on top of her, choking her.
I mean, it looks like
The media
there was a
barely covered
joke. Yeah, it was really confusing. I don't really understand why. I can't tell who was being serious, who was joking, but, I mean...
I think it might have started as a joke, but he was seriously fuck you.
Well, I mean, she was doing the throwing. She was smiling and doing the whole fake throwing punches thing.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Then he choke slammed her to the floor, and he's got a reputation for being an absolute piece of shit behind the scenes as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you? I don't know this.
Oh, I don't remember now, but at the time when I was reading it. Just a lot of comments were this happened behind the scenes. When he was doing this movie, this happened. And I'm just shocked how little coverage it got.
I mean, it got enough that, multiple outlets reported on it.
There was no real backlash.
Get, pop up every now and again. Someone mentions that.
Imagine if that was another actor from the movie.
If Ben Affleck just choke slammed a girl.
Yeah, or imagine if it was one of the MCU actors. Who's the closest character to Flash?
Tom Holland.
MCU.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, imagine if there was a video of Tom Holland slam choking a girl. He would be off that movie before he even got off of her.
I mean, I'm just confused by it. I don't understand the context.
Lovely.
I know.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, hey. Let's go on to the next one. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Quick question. You said that he's
stuff.
Well, you said that he has a history of being shitty behind the scenes. You said you don't remember anything that you had heard before?
You
When
just
did
Google
this
it, man.
Ezra Miller thing come out? It was a year ago, year and a half ago. It was pre-COVID, and this year's been too long.
All right.
He's just a young 28-year-old.
Just a kid.
He's a year younger than me.
Can't blame him for choke slamming girls. It's just a thing kids do.
He's just, a really troubled actor. Eh.
Whatever. All right, moving on. So, it looks like the Department of Truth has been picked up for a TV show.
Yes.
Yes. James Tynion IV's Department of Truth, published through Image Comics with art.
He confirmed it on Instagram. It's been picked up by Elizabeth Murdoch, who is Stacey Snyder's sister.
Who's
I
he said some names.
People are.
I don't know them at all.
Elizabeth Murdoch, Stacey Snyder's sister. I don't know who either of those people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like John Leguizamo's best friend's cousin, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks it's officially been picked up. It's not just we're working on a script, we'll see where it goes.
It's just funny to me because we make those.
I said Yara Floor. Does Yara Floor sound anything like Alexa? I just said her name and she didn't pipe up then, but Yara Floor, she's like, what was that? What was that?
Why do you have Alexa right in front of you?
It's next to my computer.
Oh, okay. Alexa, call me daddy. Oh. Alexa, call me daddy. Alexa. I'm just going to keep going.
How long is it going to take?
20 minutes later.
You're going to yell louder.
She's the lucky one here. Call
Call me daddy! Welcome to the show. No, I'm actually excited for this. We had made comments about how this would be a really good show. I'm intrigued.
To X-Files, but maybe a little less filler.
How many issues have we had? 5?
I think we've had 6 now, or maybe
5 or 6.
Yeah.
I mean, how soon do you think after the first issue, or before the first issue, do you think they were trying to seal the deal on a TV show or movie?
With the amount of buzz it got before release, I think it was fairly immediate.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is, what's the creative team going to look like? Because, with Cover coming out and Bendis and Mac taking over creative control from that, I wonder what involvement Tynion and Simmons have with it.
They're going to get Donny Cates to do it?
I'd be okay with that.
I don't know.
Yeah, good for Tynion. He's had a good few years.
Yeah.
He's
had a good few years. He can finish now.
Some of his New 52 stuff was a bit. He's grown as a writer. Is this the first thing
he's had adapted?
Sorry?
Is this the first thing he's had adapted?
I'm pretty sure his Memetic was being optioned for TV show, but
that would be pretty meta.
Oh god, I don't think we need any more negativity about memes in our life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's only a year older than I am.
Still a boy.
A wee lad.
Exactly.
Just a wee lad.
What about Something Is Killing the Children? Is that getting adapted?
Not yet, but soon.
Not yet. But yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't been, to be honest. You've definitely got COVID.
You know what? Maybe. I've been going out a lot and licking cups. Did you hear about those 2 girls who got COVID?
No.
They went to a restaurant that had just opened, and they, for some reason, decided not to wear masks. And for some reason, the restaurant allowed them to come in without masks. But they forced them to share a cup, and they both got COVID. If you don't believe me, look up 2 girls, 1 cup. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've been in the first half, not gonna lie.
Forgive me. Forgive me, Father. What else is there in news? I don't know if there's anything else.
There's been a huge bit of news this week, and it's shaken the world. Kim and Kanye have filed for divorce.
I hate you. You actually had me there, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. I'm in. No.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
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 Nothing makes sense anymore.
No.
No. I cannot fully express in words how little I care about this.
I mean, are we surprised though? Like,
not
really?
At all, but I still don't care.
I will be in mourning for the next week.
It's okay, Josh. It's okay.
All right, it's gonna be okay, buddy.
As long as you guys are here for me.
We are.
No, I actually hope you suffer a lot. I hope it's like really difficult for you. I hope that you cry to your wife about it. I hope you have to see a new therapist because of it.
What is this? What is this podcast
What?
about?
I don't even know anymore, man. Who even knows, dude? Did you not hear though? We didn't get picked up by the network. We've been canceled.
Fuck.
I know. So it doesn't even matter anymore. Welcome to the podcast. We've been canceled.
It's not streamlined yet.
One of my favorite jokes is like, it was in Futurama. It was like after they got cancelled and came back, and Farnsworth was like, "Oh yeah, those idiots at corporate like renewed us or something," and it just cuts like an office that like is clearly Fox because they've got like a logo that's obscured by something.
Oh, they did that a couple times.
Yeah, and it's just
I
like
was doing
monkeys
a
like
Futurama joke just
around.
now with the streamlining.
With the what? Sorry.
With the streamlining joke, we haven't streamlined it yet. That was at the convention they go to where it's Matt Groening in a head, and as soon as they're revealing the trailer for their next show, it says it's been canceled. I go, wow, they really streamlined that.
So this isn't comic book news, but this is interesting news. Did you know that Wednesday Addams is having a TV show?
No, is it played by Christina Ricci?
I hope so, but I do know that Tim Burton's directing it, all 8 episodes.
That is okay.
I know, it's really weird, right?
You lost me a little when you said you don't know if it's Christina Ricci, and then you pull me right back in.
Well, I kind of think that Tim Burton's a little of a hack now.
Maybe.
But he's definitely a creator who, stylistically, like with his whole aesthetic, could pull that show off.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think that Christina Ricci would be willing to come back to the character, though, since she's so heavily like tied to that character. And plus, she's a full-grown woman. She's like 35 now, right?
She still looks like my age.
That's not that what I mean. I'm just saying that, like, why would I...
Yeah. No, I get
it
it.
would be weird to hire a 35-year-old woman to play a character.
Netflix.
Yeah, it is. Oh, did you see that Cruella is getting a TV show?
Josh was the one who told you.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the trailer for the movie.
Huh.
Oh, she's getting a movie and a TV show.
No. Cruella with Emma Stone. She's only getting a TV show.
Oh, okay.
What? I thought it was a movie.
Nope, it's a TV show on Disney Plus.
All hail the
Are
mouse.
you sure?
Yes, I double checked because I love Emma Stone.
It's a film. It's an upcoming film.
All of the things
Cruella?
that I read said that they were a TV show.
Okay, I'm the tiebreaker. Let's have a look.
Go for it. I mean, I'm sure you...
some facts.
Listen, I have some alternative facts here for you, all right? Let me present them to you on a pile of poo-poo platters.
You're a poo-poo platter.
Poo-poo platter.
Okay, well,
You're a
this
pooper head.
is as official as it gets. Disney's Cruella official trailer on YouTube, published by Walt Disney Studios. Academy Award winner Emma Stone stars in Disney's Cruella, an all-new live-action feature film.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's going to be better than the
Get
Disney
wrecked,
Plus
Tyler.
show.
Maybe
Fuck you.
thinking about, like, Once Upon a Time, that was a TV show. And Cruella.
They did have a TV show for the 101 Dalmatians at one point, didn't they?
Animated, maybe.
Nah.
Everything got a TV show.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Mortal Kombat trailer?
No, I haven't
What?
seen that yet, but I actually been putting it off. Is it the same director who wanted to make the movie
I don't know.
from 5 years ago?
I don't know.
What?
So a couple of years ago, there was a director who said, like, I'm really qualified to make this film. I'm going to show you that I'm qualified to make this film. So he made a trailer, and it's a fucking awesome trailer. It's got, like, Croc.
It's directed by Simon McQuaid, and he does not have a Wikipedia page.
Son of
Whoa.
a bitch.
But yeah, I was digging the trailer until at one point they do the Scorpion get over her line. It was just so forced and cringy. I'm probably in the minority here for not liking it. But the trailer was cool, and then when it gets like to the very end of a trailer and they have to have that like one scene where a character says or does something you recognize.
Yes.
Yeah, it did that, and I knew it was coming.
Mm.
As soon as I started the trailer, I was like, "This is going to end with him saying get over here," and it did.
All
Typical.
Right, going back to the
Comics.
Wednesday Addams TV show, the writers are the same writers from Smallville.
Oh, God.
Joe and Miles.
It's going to last 10 years.
Yeah, it's a young adult series. So it's probably Christina Ricci might, appear, but she's not going to be playing like a 13-year-old Wednesday
God, I
Addams.
hope not. No,
She's
that
going to
would be
solve the
weird.
mystery of like her parents' death or something.
Well, it's her coming out of the Nevermore Academy. Nevermore. Haha. Did you guys see the latest CW announcement for the new TV show they're going to be putting out?
No.
You guys don't know about this news? This is real news. This is not a joke.
Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
Okay. So, you know that Winx TV show on Netflix?
No. Oh, was that the Weird
Is
Baby
that-
one that got cancelled? Or not
No,
cancelled?
not a baby
but-
show.
Is that the fairies?
Yes, fairies. Okay. So, you guys know where that comes from, right? Like, where the Winx, like, club comes from?
Isn't that like a line of toys?
It was a line of toys, and it was a children's animated television show that was meant for little girls to buy those toys in the 90s and the early
is this
2000s.
turning into like a bronies thing?
No. So, although I can understand why you would think that. So, think about this for a second. Kids television show that was animated, really super poppy and kind of uppy and like positive, really well received. They decide to make that show into a young adults show where it's like horny teenagers that do dumb bullshit. I want you to think about a random show that was a really big success in the 90s.
Dawson's Creek.
No, like an animated cartoon. I'll give you a hint. Cartoon Network.
Spider-Man the animated series.
Cartoon Network.
That was
Batman
on
the
Fox.
animated series.
Dexter's Laboratory.
You're almost there.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're making it into a live-action television show on CW.
Oh, I did hear about this, actually.
Where they are going to be a bunch of fucking, like, morose 20-somethings who are like, we don't like being teenagers.
Wait, is it the
anymore.
Powerpuff Girls or is it Winx?
Yes. No, it's Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, why did you bring up Winx?
Because that... God damn it, Josh. Pay attention.
No,
Winx,
you pay attention.
I'm also lost.
Winx is a television show that was a kids show that was a kids like cartoon that they made into a young adult show on Netflix. They're doing that exact same thing but with the Powerpuff Girls.
Do you remember when Alan Moore took your favorite fairy tale, like
Oh my god. Yes.
Like,
yes.
Peter Pan, Cinderella, like all those characters, and he just turned them into
Yeah.
horny teenagers? I mean,
No, they weren't horny teenagers. Those were adults. Like one is an opium addict who is really good into drugging young women and fucking slipping them the tongue while he's.
Oh my god, I know who this is.
because
Why did you why did you respond to that while I was doing this?
Oh no, your description. It's Bill Cosby.
I hate you. Oh, that's not okay.
we all want to see our favorite childhood characters turned into adults and
They grew up
hornified,
with
don't we?
us.
It's just
Yeah,
I don't
we
really
We
understand.
don't need to see it.
Let's take this idea for this show. Hey, these are really happy characters. I got an idea. Let's make them all really fucking
Alright,
depressed.
This
Fan
up.
theory
The
that
Powerpuff
Dexter's
Girls-
laboratory led into Dexter.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Anyway, no, the Powerpuff Girls. One of the writers is Diablo Cody. Greg Berlanti's going to be an executive producer.
God, fuck. So it's gonna be
Absolutely shit.
You guys remember Juno and something Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, she was lucky once. She got a good... Juno was a good film because of the rest of the team.
Hmm.
Her original concept for Juno was that she was going to be a 80s hair metal loving, like, weird, like, kid. Like, there was so many changes that was done not only to the characters.
That's probably what Tully was.
I don't know what that is. Tully?
Tully.
What's Tully?
It's Charlize Theron. She's like becomes a babysitter to a bunch of kids. She's like someone that decided not to grow up.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah. It was in 2018.
Okay. I don't know about that at all. All right, well, I've got nothing else to add for news.
no.
Okay. Well, that's the news. And that's the news. Thank you very much for listening, for watching, or wherever the hell it is that you're watching us or enjoying us right now. If you are enjoying what you are experiencing by listening to or consuming the Cult of Comics, please do us a favor and support us by liking us, following us, smash that like button, hit that subscribe tab button, the bell, the thing with the stuff. Give us a share, give us a like, give us a follow. We just created a Patreon, so that way you can give us $1. We are a cult, so we do need your money in order to thrive, to survive, and to stay alive.
Can we get
So-
classed as a religion legally, so we don't have to pay tax?
Actually, technically, yes, we could, because I know somebody who did do that with the Church of the Jedi. It's an
Let's
interesting
do
way
that.
of getting around it. Let's do it. Hell yeah, let's get involved, baby. The Cult of Comics is currently being supported by Anchor.fm. If you are looking to
I
create
thought
your
you were
very
gonna say
first...
we're currently being optioned for a TV show, and I was like, when did this happen?
just now, just 30 seconds ago. Yeah, but unfortunately we're going to be played by really...
Who do you think would be cast as me?
a really horny 20-something-year-old who has a drinking problem.
Wait, I
Not
asked the
me.
question, not
Yeah,
Sean.
Josh, not me. I'm seeing like a Ryan Reynolds type
Yeah. You guys think Ed Sheeran could play me?
No. I think that you should play Ed Sheeran.
After his acting in Game of Thrones, would you want him playing you?
Maybe.
Is the
Beanies
acting?
Unite.
Beanies Unite! You can find us on Spotify. How did you... I pointed it out beforehand.
I don't listen to what you say.
I can tell.
Anyway, let's do our advertisement for Anchor.
Anchor.fm is the easiest way for you to create a podcast, which is exceptionally easy. We did it literally within a day. It's not hard at all to do. All you got to do is go to Anchor.fm, get started, create a logo, create a name, create some content, and boom, you're there. You're ready to publish. Anchor.fm is the easiest way to create a podcast and distribute all of your podcasts. We are doing so, and all of our information, all of our streams are being distributed to Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all the podcasts, in all the different ways and locations. But most likely you're going to be watching this on YouTube. If that's the case, please do us a favor. Tell everyone about us. Tell us we suck. Tell us that you think my eyes are really pretty when you stare into them. We want to have some feedback. If you give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumb in the butt, doesn't matter. We're going to get some stimulation, and we need that stimulation station. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for listening, and thank you always for participating in this hellscape that is COVID and not suffering and succumbing, because it is almost 365 days into the hellscape that is COVID-19, and we're all just trying to make it through, man. So just know we trust you, we believe in you, and you're wonderful for making it this far. Please stay alive. God bless, and all hail.
Follow me on Twitter at Sean Wilson.
You can find me on Twitter at TCH Brown.
Don't cross the streams.
Take care.